Hello and welcome to the second part of Virtual Reality Session. I'm Nino and today with me again is Niels.
Hello.
And yeah, today, like last session, I showed you painting an environment in Quill, and today we're gonna have a look at animating. So actually we're going to take the same environment and try to animate the main character jumping from one place to the other. And I'll show you the process of how this looks like in Quill. And like you can see, I already have my setup ready. So we can just jump into Quill. But I'm just gonna put the chat up next to me so I can see that if anyone has a question. Yeah, but I'll be ready in just a second. Right. Just gonna where's the chat? There it is. All right. So now I think I got everything that I need. And yeah, looking good. And I think we can jump right back to where we ended the last time. I'm just gonna put it a little bit around the corner right here. I don't need this one. All right, and here we are. So, like I said, we're going to work with that scene that we created in the last session. And today's plan, I'm just gonna show you like the rough idea what we try to do today. First of all, just gonna have a animation sketch. Niels, could you check if everything is all right? Do you hear that?
Yes.
In the stream?
Yes, I hear it.
Just for... All right. So, what we are going to do today is doing the animation. And what I mean by that is we're gonna have this character jumping from this position. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it rope this time. It's a little bit easier to talk about it that way. So, it's just like he's gonna jump to that rope, then swing right here and land it there. So it's gonna have like a swing and he's gonna land right here. So that is the rough movement he's gonna do. Maybe we're gonna end up so it's not, it's more like this. So this kind of swinging motion. So first of all, we're gonna start with a little jump, swing and landing. And we're gonna use, or the technique I'm gonna use today for the animation, it's called, like I'm gonna do pose to pose animation. So I will first of all sketch out like, or position the character in like every main pose that we're gonna have. So it's gonna be standing right here, then when he's preparing to jump, then when he's up in the air, then when he's grabbing this, leaving it, and landing. So it's just gonna have like, I'm gonna have the main poses ready, and I'm gonna add in between frames. So yeah, I'm gonna do the rough movement first, so the rough animation, and then animate the in-betweens. I think that's the best technique I can use here. So I'm not just gonna move one frame, move him, skip to the next frame, move in a little bit even more. I'm just gonna do like every 5 frames or something like that first, and then I'm gonna start animating detail. yeah, so the in-betweens. First of all, I saw that I have different facial. I'm just gonna. Alright. So, this is our character, and the first thing I'm gonna do when I'm gonna animate now is just lock layers I don't want to animate now. So actually it's just nearly everything except this George Rig one I have right here. And then what is nice about Quill, like you can see the setup for this character. Oh, I have a little bit of lag. The setup is right here. I have folders. So here's the right leg folder, left leg folder. I have torso, and in torso there are even more folders. So like left arm, right arm, and so I have this folder system, and it's kind of similar to a rig that you would normally use. And I can actually say that I want to select only groups, and then I can set it to. I want it to be rotation only. So this is what I can actually do. And then if I have that like this, I can just grab like the arm, for example, and rotate it around an axis I previously like set up. So this is what I'm gonna work with today. All right, but before I'm gonna get into it, I'm just gonna check one last thing. All right. So I think it's going to be a little bit challenging. I have to say that first, because I'm not like super into animation, especially I don't have that much experience in Quill yet. So it's gonna be a little bit interesting to see how the whole process will be for me, especially with a more complex animation like this. And yeah, I hope it will turn out great, but I don't know how far I will come today. So maybe it'll just be a rough animation, just the poses. I don't exactly know. I'm gonna stream for about an hour today. So let's see how far I'll come. And let's see how nice it is to animate in Quill. So, first of all, I want to enable recording. That's the first thing I want to do. And now I'm just gonna start to do the poses. So, the first pose I want to do is him just standing in a, like, I would call it more like default position. So maybe just, I'm just gonna call it right before he jumps. If it would just standing, would be standing like this, maybe. He's just about to get ready for the jump. So I'm just gonna move everything just a little bit, and think about what it would look like if we were about to jump. And I'll move everything just a little bit so I create keyframes. Or at least I hope I do so. Yeah, I can see them right here. You can see them quite small, I guess. But here are keyframes now that I created for the first position. First pose. The next one I want to do is the position you'll get into right before you jump. So I want him to prepare for the jump. And yeah, just show the whole motion, and for that I'm gonna exaggerate this a lot. So yeah, how you would say, and just get down. This is the next pose I want to do right before the jump. And I think for that I have him right here, so I would jump. I'm just thinking about how I would do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna put. This leg is the one that's going to be in front. So I'm just putting it right up here. I'm gonna move the whole character down. That's why I'm doing it that way now. And this is gonna go a little up as well. he's gonna bend like this. Get his arms back. Just want the whole body to kind of be ready for the jump. Alright, that's looking good. And now I have to move the whole character. That's something I didn't think about earlier, so I'm just gonna... I think I need to... What I need to do right now, because I have like the whole folder that is like the whole character, so it controls George in general, and the problem is that I can't grab him right now and just move him because everything is in groups. So I learned a little trick, or at least I hope I remember it correctly, and I'm just gonna create a new layer, just name it G, so for George control. It's gonna be called George Control, and I'm just gonna paint something right here. And I think when I have that, I can actually now grab him and move him around. That's great. Alright, so now I can go in. I'll just have to say I want to rotate as well. And now I have him right here, and I can move him around. So this is just there to have a possibility to grab him in a hole. So that's why I created this. And now I'm just gonna go in the next frame, and I'm adjusting the position. So he goes from this to this, and now I can already see that it's not working like 100% in this case. I have to go and move this and the foot as well. But now I think I'll have a nice position for him right before he jumps, so to get his whole energy right here. Then I'm gonna do the position. I think the next one I'm gonna do is when he actually jumps up. So, or when he's in the air actually. Alright, I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna do this right now, but I think I can just grab it right here. Yeah, that's working. So I'm just gonna be focusing on like his hips, where they should be in this case, as a kind of center of mass. In his proportions, I think the center of mass will be the totally different point. I mean, it's kind of up here. But with his proportions, that would be at a totally different place, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna move him right here, and from there on, I'm gonna... Yeah, I think there I'm just gonna animate it how... Or position him like I think it would look like if he would jump like this. Alright, he's jumping. Okay, yeah, but I think that looks quite alright, but I think I'll have to do a little bit of work when it comes to the rotation of him, because he's not really flying towards the rope. He's more like missing it. And we don't want George to fall at this point in the story. So I'm just gonna grab another arm, because it's going up as well. Just like this, and he's gonna focus the point where he's gonna grab. So maybe I'll have to adjust the point from where he's jumping. actually. All I have to do, have to make him just a little bit smaller maybe, so that it is more challenging, because now it seems like he could kind of get to this point even before, and he doesn't have to fall down like this. So maybe I'm gonna go to a point, I'm just gonna like delete or say I don't want to have auto frame on. Oh, Lex is there. Moin! What are you creating there? I'm actually creating an animation for our upcoming virtual reality short film. And last stream I did like this environment in 3D, like in Quill. And now I want to animate him jumping on that rope thing and then like, how do you call it? Swinging to the other side and landing right here. But I just noticed that he might be a little bit too big in the scene. It seems a little bit too easy. So I want to resize the whole thing. And how I could do it is grab this again. I can just maybe... scale is not enabled. So now I can shrink him just a bit. Maybe just like this. And have him right here. So now... The nice thing, because how I did the animation so far, it is now possible for me to just move him in a hole, and then the different poses I did should work out. Like you can see right here. So, but the next thing I want to do is just rotate the whole thing like this. I'm just gonna move to where I think is the robot, and yeah, just like this. Now he's already jumping in the right direction. And okay, I think I'll have to adjust my lines a little bit, because he's not gonna jump like this. It's just like was for me a little bit of a reference, but I think it won't work. But I'll jump, so I enable auto keyframe again so I don't lose any progress, because that is something I sometimes forget when creating something in Quill. When you don't hit auto key and you just lose your whole animation because you thought you were animating. I think that's a shame when you're working on something for an hour or something and you just see that you have to do it all over again. And it just saved as well. And now we're gonna continue with the little animation. So I'm just gonna grab this one again. I'm just gonna move him down just like this. I think this is a quite good position, because now I want him to hold on to it. But I don't want him to... maybe I just gonna put him right here so he's not like really falling already. But I want him to not perfectly grab it. So maybe he's gonna grab the rope and then just slide down just a bit, because he's so heavy and he doesn't have perfect grip. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, and just like always, if you have any questions regarding the whole topic, I don't mind explaining stuff and yeah, just talking about like the whole technology and process in general. So if you have any questions, just ask. And yeah, so now this pose, what I want to have him do is grab the whole thing. So I'm just gonna move in a little bit more in. Can go a little bit down. And then I want him to grab it right here. So he's gonna grab it like this. And just gonna pull up his feet like this. And I think I'll have to reposition them a little bit. I think they kind of went out of order. So I have to stick them a little bit together. But yeah. Oh, in this frame as well, I guess. So I'm just gonna move them just a bit. Oh, and this is what can happen. I actually just created a new keyframe and I didn't replace the old one, so this is something I'll have to watch out for. So I always have to be exactly on the point where the keyframe is. I'm just gonna adjust the ones I have. I already did. That was this. So in this position, I'm just gonna move his feet a little bit so that there are keyframes created, because I think there weren't before. But yeah, now we have like a general, we somehow getting a general idea of how the animation could look like. So it's just jumping, holding on to it. And now it's gonna be like a combination, because I actually have, where is it? I have, yeah, there it is. So I have this group right here, and I hope, just gonna turn auto smooth, and I have, it's in the plants folder. All right, so I'll have to go in, and I'm just gonna grab this, the thing right here, like the thing I'll always call a rope, and I'm just gonna grab it because it's in another collection, and I'm just gonna move it. And I'm just gonna call it rope. And put it up in another collection. And now I have this whole thing. I'm just gonna do a folder, put it in there. And now I can animate the folder. So if I'm gonna grab it like this, I can just get the gimbal. Or I can lose it or whatever. Where is it? There. So I'm just gonna position the gimbal right here. And now the nice thing is I can animate this as well. Just for the basic animation at least. So I'm just gonna put it down to where my George layer is, so that it is a little bit more next to it. And now I'm just gonna go in, go to this layer, add a keyframe at the exact same spot I'm here right now. And for the next animation, I'm just gonna go a couple frames in front. And I can now, I'm just gonna watch how I think that's perfectly fine. So I'm just gonna rotate it around, just like this. Because he's gonna jump on the thing, or he's gonna swing around on the whole thing like this, and I'm just gonna move him just this way. So let's have a look how this could look. So he's jumping, nice. So I actually don't know how much I'll have to change the whole position of him when he's swinging. Yeah, but I'm just gonna move it up even further. Maybe I'll have to cut the rope or make it a little bit smaller. But I can do that afterwards. I just wanted to have it as like a basic guideline.
Sorry.
And if you're joined new, Niels is also there. He's working on something different at the moment. He's doing an environment, I guess. Or do you want to talk about what you're doing?
Yes, I'm doing the home island of George, our main character, where he lives on, and I'm detailing the environment right now.
Yeah. So Niels is doing some environment work. I'm starting the animation process. We're doing it like normally I would like to do it like step by step. But the thing is, with our tied timeline, we'll have to do it simultaneously. Yeah, so I'm excited on how this is gonna turn out. But I think with a great animation like this is going to be totally, it will turn out alright at least. Like I said in the beginning, I really don't know how this is gonna work out, especially with the animation part. I really don't know if it's gonna be something acceptable at the end, what I'm creating right here. But at least I like the main frames I already did. I'm content with them. So I think we're getting there. So like I said, not having that much experience when it comes to animating something like this, but I think with just following at least some of the principles that we have in animation, I could do a quite decent one right here. Now you might be asking what I'm doing right here. I just want him to grab it a little bit different. So because this is going to be like the spot where he actually will start like letting go of the rope, and for that he'll have to bring up his legs. Just like this. And maybe he would look a little bit more up front right here. So just like this, and I'm just adjusting the feet as well, because I kind of have to animate everything just a little bit right now, because I want keyframes for everything, but because I don't want it to have like smooth animation, so I'm not just gonna go for doing keyframes and then just merging between them. I'm actually going to animate frame by frame, because that's the look we are going for, at least for the character. There will be other things in the film that will be animated just by keyframes, so with just something moving from one place to the other in a kind of smooth way. But this will be like traditional animation, how you would do it on paper as well. So I have him right here, and what I think you would do is just bring up your chest. Maybe that's what I have to do right here, because I don't think if you would swing, I'm just gonna pretend I'm doing it. If you would swing like this, then you would usually, when you let go, bring everything up front. I think at least that what I would do is, when you grab it, you'll have to bring everything in the front, lay back, and then come back like this. So your back is kind of doing a lot of work. So maybe that's what I have to exaggerate here a little bit. But how am I going to do it? Because he's maybe just like, yeah, I'm just gonna rotate him like this and bring these arms right here. And I think it will be quite easy to tell if this is the right way I'm going with it, because it will oh no, I just did it in a wrong frame, so I'm just gonna have to do it again. So just like this, I'm gonna have to him grabbing right here. This just reminds me of one of my favorite spots would actually next to a lake where you can jump into the water like this. So I would, or similar to this, so I would call myself an rope swinging expert at this point, with a lot of experience on that place. Sadly, that was taken away, so you can't jump into the lake like this anymore, because there were like maybe too many injuries. Have you ever done something like this, Niels? Like swinging at the rope like this into a lake or something like that? Have you ever been hanging or something like this?
I've done that, but most of the time I fell down, like too early maybe. And
all right, so you'd be like more like an example on what George shouldn't do in this case.
Yes, exactly.
Next time we should actually go to a place and try it before and gather our own like video reference. Maybe that would be a nice thing to do the next time.
Yes.
Yeah, but I like this one. Yeah, I think it's looking quite alright if it's just backwards. If you have an opinion on this animation and what could be changed, if you have any experience, like always, feel free to tell us. We are here for feedback as well, so... Where's this animation? Ah, there it is. Still have one key right here. Alright, so I think he can actually do it like really special and just jump on the higher platform at this point, because how it looks like right here, he could totally make it. Maybe something to think about. Just gonna have to watch right here. Alright. So, just checking if the stream is still on, because in virtual reality it's a little bit hard to keep an overview on what is happening exactly in the stream, but I think everything is going quite well. If there are any issues with audio or the music is too loud or anything, just let me know. I can change that. Yeah, so we're here. Next pose for George for swing. So I'm just gonna, like, now he's gonna jump off. That's what's gonna happen right here. And he'll be moving up like this. But how would it look like? You would just lose in, and then I think he would kind of extend, so it's gonna be like this, but with his arms like still totally extended at this point. So it's more or less like this. And he should still be more rotated, I guess. I think that's what's kind of missing right here. And I'm just gonna put his legs up just a bit, because I think that's what you could do to control your jump a little bit more. And then for the next pose, I actually want him to rotate like this. I think the next one will already be the landing pose, just to be clear. I think he's just going to land like this. So again, grabbing it right here. So this type of handle, like I did right here, to point to grab the whole character, it's really like super useful. I never did that before. I watched it in one of the virtual reality live streams on Discord. Like there's a whole Discord community, and I think every Saturday, German time it is, I think 7 p.m. On Saturdays there is a live stream where they go over sometimes very specific topics, but also sometimes like sessions like this one. And you can learn a lot on that channel or on that Discord channel and just share your work and get some feedback. I think it's amazing. And on there, I actually learned like this technique of doing some handles or creating handles you can use in order to animate a rig like this. And it's been very helpful so far. So again, I'm just gonna rotate a little like this. Bring his arms up front. Oh, look like he almost broke his hand. So, and he's okay. That looks like a little bit of an like gymnastic landing. So if you just stand up like this at the end, that's not how he would land. I think he'll have to go a little bit more down. So just gonna grab him again, put him down, and he's gonna be bending his knees like a lot. I think it's just bring his upper body down. Just like this. But that looks alright. Alright, I'm just gonna save. Because that's progress I don't want to lose. Because I think we have a rough animation. Just to look in which direction I have to look right now. So let's have a look. I'm just gonna put it in a loop so I can see it over and over again. So he's gonna jump, hold on to it, and then land. And he's and he's extra special because he actually jumps over one of the platforms. Alright, maybe I'm just gonna delete it so it seems more like the real challenge. But I actually kind of like it. So the rough animation is, or like the main poses are done. So I have like, how I think you call him the extremes, I would guess. So I have him at his, I think it's called the extremes. I did the extreme poses because it's the highest point for him. Then there should be, okay, I already did one in between. This could be like the lowest. And the higher, the high, I don't actually have the highest. So maybe I should add that instead of this one right here, because... Alright, I'll have to do another one. I did some... not less important, but I'll have to do like the extreme pose of this part right here, because that's not the highest point he's gonna be at. There's gonna be one in between right here, because he would go up just like this and kind of like be more like this, I guess, and up here as well. So it's
I should also save. Very important.
yeah, maybe always save when I say I save, so that's not gonna be a problem.
That's a really good idea.
Oh.
Today's the 14th, right?
I actually don't know. Yeah, for it should be 14th, yeah. Yeah, this is the pose I wanted to go for. Just another stretch right here. He's stretching out at the highest point. Then I have one frame right here. Where is it? I have to delete this one. So now I think we're there. So he's jumping on the rope, letting go. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that. I don't know how we're in. Alright, we're already just gonna have a look. Can I see that right here? How long we have been live for?
45 minutes.
Alright. So have the basic animation done in 45 minutes, or the main poses, and now we're going to go to add the in-betweens, but actually I don't really know how the speed is gonna be, because it doesn't seem like super slow, so I don't think we'll have to add this this many frames. If he's gonna jump, I think from there to this pose is just it's taking way too long. So I'm just gonna go in, and here I can just grab everything because the rest looks quite alright. I'm just gonna shorten it right here. Oh, and of course I forgot to do the same thing on the rope, so I'll have to grab everything there as well, and just like this I think we have what's happening right here. Alright, something weird is happening right here in the middle. I'm just gonna undo it because I actually don't know what happened right here. So we're back at this point. Alright. So it's just this part that should be taking a lot less. Just the point where he grabs it. So I'm just going to go in again. And pull up every keyframe just like this. Because there shouldn't be like any... I think it should be just 2 frames in between. Yeah, what I also didn't mention is that I try to animate on 2s. So I'm not animating every frame, it's just every second frame I'm gonna do. I think that'll be enough. And now I'll have to go in, select the frames again. So the nice thing about the setup I have right here is that because everything is in folders, I can later go in and animate details. So like the mustache, I'm just gonna make it a little bit like going down when he's getting into the rope, because it's going to react to him. Like when he's swinging down, his mustache is going to go down, and this is just some additional detail I can just add later on because of how everything is set up right here. Yeah, so now let's have another look. And I think that's all right. I think we'll have to figure out like a little bit of the timing right before we get into the whole thing. Do I have... Oh no, that's not gonna work. So this time we're going to animate from this point to this point. So I want to add like one thing quite in the middle. So I'm just gonna put him down like this. Bend his knees just a bit on both sides. Maybe starting to move him just a little bit. So it's going from this to this to this already. So. And another one where I'm just gonna move just a bit. So this is gonna go front just a bit again. So it's just like adding just a little bit of motion right here, step by step, going further down. So between this one and this one there should be a lot more movement. So just gonna put him down like this. Move everything just a bit. This is just now just step-by-step animation I'm gonna do right here. So we have been going down and starting to jump. So I really like that. So I'm just gonna check if everything. So if I want everything to be on 2s, I have to go with the right amount of frames. So every 2 frames, like I said. So I'm just gonna check if everything is set up correctly. And I already see like, no, there are actually some frames that are not on even frame numbers. So I'll have to fix that. So, just like this. So I want this because this gets just a little bit more of the hand animated vibe, I would say. So they think this is the special thing working like this in virtual reality, because you have like the combination of like newest high-end tech and like very basic traditional animation, and I really like the look of the mix of the two. I think it's fascinating how it works. So I'm just gonna add just a bit of movement right here to fill some of the in-betweens. Just like this. Have to watch out that I'm not going too far with each step, but I think I'm on the right path at least. Okay. For this frame I can put him down even more. And then I have like this last step, it's huge, so I can already start to push it down. So just like this, bring him front with his legs.
And that wall looks good. Maybe
What?
a little bit too detailed. I may have detailed my wall too much.
Keep the performance in mind, but I think everything like this will be fine if you're just using like the, how is it called? Is it, how's the brush called?
there are a lot. Oh, I already have 1.1 million triangles. I have to optimize it. Yeah. Let's see how it looks like. Wait, let me save first. Sorry. What?
I might have to add a little bit more of anticipation right here, actually, before he jumps. So I'm just going to add a keyframe right here, where it is right at now. I'm just going to move the feet a little bit, just bring back the arms a little bit more. Chest even more. So I'm just gonna add like a little bit more of anticipation right before he jumps down. So I want him to kind of get ready for a little moment right before he jumps. So it's just like this. I'm just gonna exaggerate it a little bit more. Have him like moving his feet because he's kind of like feeling the ground, how it's gonna be jumping off, and I think that's working quite well. So just to go in again and watch it. All right, there's a little bit of problem right here in this frame where it seems like he's just getting down and nothing else happens. But that's actually because nothing else is happening. I just didn't move the keyframes on the right position. So maybe I can fix that somehow. That's looking better. So, just gonna do a quick save. And now we have him getting ready for his jump and leaping.
That decreased my triangle number, but it's still very high.
But I wouldn't optimize too early because there's no going back.
Yeah, but it's just the detail of a wall, right? So
alright.
Doesn't really matter, it's just squares and rectangles.
So now I want him to start jumping, and for that I'm just gonna move him like this, and I want to have like the everything totally extended right now. So it's but this has to go up like this, so it's oh, I think What?
I think I have to redo it. It's too much, too many triangles. I don't think that's going to happen. But it looks good. Maybe I'll just do this pattern, but larger.
Oh, I turned off auto keyframing, so that's why I had this problem right here. So I'm just gonna again put in more like in this direction and extend everything out again. Just the thing I already talked about, like what happens a lot to me is forgetting to turn on the auto keyframe. I don't exactly know why I turned it off actually, but I did. And this is going to be like one, two again, and now I want full extension already. I'm gonna add some something you could call motion blur afterwards. So that's gonna be just some hand painted strokes in the color of his hands, for example. All right. So what I'm gonna do for this part where it's rotating, I'm actually going to enable like easy ease. But not for this one. This is gonna be linear, and it's going to stop slowly, just to have a reference, because I have like this perfect rotation right here already. I'm gonna delete it afterwards and do it hand by hand as well, frame by frame as well. But this can now function as a great guideline. I'm just gonna move it just a bit. So it's hitting right here. Gonna grab it like this. I'm just gonna.
It didn't crash.
Oh, did I actually add it to the? Oh, I already added it to this as well. Don't want that. Alright. So next frame will be here. So he's actually grabbing right at this point. So but I'm gonna have him sliding down just a bit, so that's alright at this point. Just gonna move him just a bit in each frame. Because it's... And but the whole time he's just watching where he's grabbing. So I have a frame for this. I have a frame for this. And I need another one for this position. Just gonna add it right here. And now I'll have to start bringing the legs to the front. I'm just gonna do that, but they're going to be like tucked in. And maybe I'm just going to start that right here already. So just like this maybe. Or let's have a look. Just gonna put them up right here, yeah. Just like this. And now he's gonna bring them in, and this is gonna be like a super fast movement right here. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, Mr. Padau.
Leute. Moin.
So, if you just joined, you can see a rough animation. I'm just gonna save before I show it. But you can see a rough animation of our character. Like the beginning is quite alright already. And the end I'm gonna do. And like you can see, he's a little bit like a show off because he decides not to land on the first stone, but on the second. A little show off George. But I mean, he's muscular, so it seems he's very athletic. So just let me check. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So now I have to merge from this to this. All right. So maybe I'm just not going to have the legs like totally up here, so I still have something to merge for the legs as well. So he's going to let go like this. Just gonna leave it a little bit like this. So just a little bit on. No, it doesn't seem right. Maybe. Yeah, like this is alright. So just gonna start moving the hands, making him look back a little bit, and just making him starting to rotate to his position. So just like this and just like that. He's letting go of it at this point. Just gonna delete that one keyframe, we don't need that. I'm jumping like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rotating like this, starting to go down. So it's just like this. Okay, I think we need one more in between of that. Just like that. And gonna move these a bit. Go in front 2 more frames. Put him down even more. Just gonna have him land right here. Just like that. Just gonna let his hands come down. Maybe just one more. I think we'll add one more in between. So it's 1, 2, and 1, 2. So it's just like that. And right here we're gonna rotate him even more, bringing down just a bit. It's gonna be like the first contact with ground he has. Just gonna bring everything around. Move his hands down already just a bit. His head is going to rotate and not fall off like this. It's I feel like he's losing his head. Yeah, but I think that's quite it. So it's gonna be a little bit of fine-tuning, but I like the general motion of the whole thing. So yeah, I really like that. So what I'm gonna do right now is go into save first of all. I'm alright with the animation, so I'm gonna save.
I'm going to save as well.
So now I'm gonna go in and go back and set the keyframes right here. To be animated as well. So I'm just gonna go in now, and for every frame where he's at, I'm just gonna move it to the right position now. It's gonna be just like this. So we have like this rope slowly going down. And coming to a stop like this. And I'm just gonna add some additional animation a little bit to him when he's landing, but now the whole thing looks quite nice. I'm actually happy how that turned out, especially in the time, because I think we're just like about an hour in, like with animation, and we kind of got there. I mean, it's the basic animation. I'm just like afterwards I'm gonna go in and just like bend this whole thing, like the rope he's jumping on. I'm just gonna bend it a little bit. But what I can show you now, I actually want to do that, is what I mean by the advantage of doing everything in groups like this. Because watch out what I can do right now. I think, and this is like the most interesting part about the whole thing, of how this is set up. Because I have him right here, and I have like all these folders. And I'm just gonna go into torso, and there is a head. Wait, I'm just gonna go in and I just wanted to select none. All right, so I have his head right here in a separate in a separate folder, and I actually can now animate his mustache and stuff like this. So maybe just right when he jumps, I don't want him to look like this is a neutral face he's doing right there. So I have one that is called Fright, for example, where I edit him just a bit. Oh, so it went from this to this, for example. And I have another one. I don't know what this is actually, so I'm just gonna move it right here and just show it. Yeah, do you see that with a with a mustache going down, for example? And that is something I could add now. So, like, if I want to say, like, he's jumping right there, everything is all fine, but at this point where he's, like, kind of, the force would be pushing him down, so I'm just gonna add this one, where his mustache is down, and just at the top right here, this is where I would go in. I'm just gonna move it again. So, just right when he's at the top, I can just bring back in the other mustache. So it's just a little bit of additional animation. I think it's hard to see now in the I think in the recording now I'm doing, but you can see that at the moment when he's swinging down, the mustache is going down as well, just to add some additional information or additional like animation, secondary animation that's happening right there. And I think that adds just that little bit of detail that is super cool. And I'm just gonna add that as well when he's landing. So at this point, I can just go in and say, all right, I want it just with here, and just gonna bring back in this whole thing for 2 frames maybe, and then bring back in like the normal mustache and face. So he's gonna jump in, it's gonna go down just like this. Maybe it should start right here, so I'm just gonna end the normal mustache here, have it right here. And just like this, you have some additional animation, just like this. And it just adds that little bit of detail. And I think that's super cool. And you can do that in many different ways. So the last thing I want to do today, because I actually just got the message, my left controller is battery is dying. So and when the battery is dying, usually Quill crashes, at least for me. So that's why I want to go in quite fast now and finish the whole thing. But I'm just gonna add like some motion blur now. So this is the last thing for today. So I'm just gonna add it, a new layer, call it motion blur. And there it is. So, and what I'm just gonna do is go to the point where the whole animation starts. I'm just gonna add keyframes, just like this. And this is something like another technique you can use with Quill. I really enjoy just painting in like motion blur. That's like what I really like about Quill. You can just paint it in, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it right now, because you could go in and actually just like paint it. So I'm just gonna go like this when he jumps, And now we can see we have like this little like speed animations, and you could just add them in different points, just like this. I think that's also super cool. Just to be able to add something like this in just seconds. I actually have to do it in the other way around. I just did it the wrong way. But yeah, just like this. So I'm just gonna go in and just mimic the way he's going. So just like this. And just follow him around. And just like that, I did some super simple, but yet I think very cool motion blur effect. I want to grab a color. Alright, so just go in, do another one, and just add another. And because I just can, I'm just gonna do the same thing for the foot. So I'm just gonna follow it right here. Maybe a little bit smaller. And this is the speed of Quill, and the thing you can just, things you would usually, you couldn't do that fast. And I think this is kind of like a super cool style. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but I really enjoy being able to, yeah, add animation or just like to visualize speed in such a way. And just another thing I could add right here, I'm just gonna add some frames at the end. And I'm just gonna do one thing, and I'm just gonna make him land and push off some dirt. And now look at this. He's landing, pushing off some dirt right here. Just like this. And that was added in like 5 minutes. And it's adding so much to the whole animation. Just have to think about what you can actually do. So I really like, you can always just put it like there, and you can also have it interact with the other side, just like it's dropping against it, just like this. Yeah. So I think I'm quite happy with that for today. I'm gonna share like the screening results on my Instagram, so I'm just gonna put up like a little bit of yeah, like a breakdown of what happened in this stream. If you want to, if you follow me there, I'm just my name as well. It's just Nino Bachmann. Nino Bachmann, just like that. I think it's put together, so in one word. You can find me there and see the stories I also post when I'm about to live stream. Yeah, next time I will do that a little bit earlier than yeah, for the stream today it was a little bit yeah, spontaneous on when it's gonna happen. So I think that will change in the next weeks. And yeah, I'm just gonna save. And then for the final words, I will come out of yeah, out of VR. And just check. I'm gonna be back in just a second. Yeah, and I am back now out of VR. Like you can see, as always, I still got the goggle on my face, the headset. You can still see it, and yeah, that was it for today. I'm super excited because it actually turned out quite okay, at least for the time I put into it, and I think this is just like the best thing about Quill. You can totally get into the details, but it kind of feels so fast, especially when you then later on want to add some detail, like kind of like with these lines. That is kind of my style. I like to do it. You can do it in many different ways, but that's just like, I just like the aesthetics of it. And yeah, I hope Niels, you're alright as well. Did you cheese something today? Alright. I think Niels' computer crashed or anything like that. He's not online anymore, so I didn't notice. But yeah, so at least for me it was successful for today. I hope Niels didn't lose all his progress. But yeah, I'm super excited about the whole thing. Like, going into the project, I wasn't quite sure how everything would turn out. Like, I'm still not quite sure if everything will work okay or good. But at least today I just saw that I can do animation in Quill. And it's not taking super long. And especially, I never animated something like it, and I never even animated like really in 2D. Like, I used to do some clay animation when I was in maybe like in the first, second or third grade, and that's it. I stick to I did 2D animation or 3D animation in After Effects and Blender, but like more like yeah, camera animation or motion graphics, and not character animation. Character animation is just something I never did, and I'm just starting to do it right now in Quill. And like you can see, even if you never have done it before, you can do something that kind of looks interesting and yeah, kind of alright, I think. You'll be the judge. But the thing I can say is, for the amount of like experience I have in this specific topic, I'm super happy with the outcome. And I think everyone that has the opportunity to try Quill or get into VR and try Quill, like with virtual reality being now at a point where it is kind of affordable. Of course, you have to be able to afford the headset that is around 400 euros, but when you compare that to the prices they were at just like 3 years ago, you can consider them affordable in comparison right now. And especially with a free program like Quill, what you can do with it, it's just crazy. I think I'm just totally in love with the program so far. Maybe I'll regret it when it after the project saying that, because I think there will be more challenges to come, but we'll be somehow able to handle it, I guess. So if you want to be part of that journey and to be part of the next challenge we might encounter, and to notice them and to see how we will be able to fix them or not, I hope we will. But if you want to see that, just keep in touch, just subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram to stay updated as well. And yeah, thank you for being here today, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye. I said bye, but I don't have like the finished screen right now, so I'm just gonna do like starting soon or something like that. Stream is ended now, really. Bye.